Hello students, today I am going to tell you how can you perform the practical on equilibrium of two-arm lever apparatus. Actually, this is basically engineering mechanics apparatus on which you can perform the practical to find out the principle of moments, and you have to find out the equilibrium conditions. So what we are going to prove on it, we are going to prove clockwise movement is equals to anti-clockwise movement. So how can we prove it? We should have to balance this. So how can we balance it? For example, we have these hangers, and weight of these hangers for example it is 0.1 Newton. So what we have to do, I am going to hang over here, and I am going to hang this hanger over here. So now you can see it is somehow balanced, but it is still moving. So I will put on weights over it. So first of all, what I have to do, I am going to fix it. For example, it is 20 centimeter. The lever arm of this weight, for example, it is W1. So the lever arm of this weight is D1. So for example, I am going to fix it here. And for example, I am going to take it at 15. So when I fix it, so what I have to do, for example, I am going to put weight in it W1, that is 5 Newton. Obviously it is unbalanced right now, and then I am going to put 2 Newton weight over here. So the next step is that W1 is fixed, D1 is fixed, D2 is fixed, but W2 is variable. So I have to find out W2, and how can I find it out? I will put different weights over W2, and then I will try to balance it. When it get balanced, so I will get this W2. So how can I find it out? Let me tell you. First of all, I am going to start with small weights, and for example, this is 1 Newton weight. So what I have to do, I am going to put in it. So there is no difference over here. D1 is 20 centimeter. The lever arm of the moment arm of this W1 is 20 centimeters. And if you are going to count this weight, is 5 Newton and 2 Newton. So it becomes 7 Newton. So W1 is equals to 7 Newton. The best part of this apparatus is that we have the weights in newtons, not in grams. So there is no need to convert it. So for example, I am going to put 1 Newton again over here, and let me see what will happen. So there is no effect on it. So I am moving towards to put 0.5 Newton weight over here. So you can see there is no difference up till now, and it is still in unbalanced condition. So for example, I am going to put 0.5 Newton again. Then I am going to put another weight, and it is 1 Newton. Still there is no effect on it. It is still unbalanced condition. So whenever it get balanced, because we have W2 is variable, I am just putting weight over here and trying to balance it. So there is no difference coming over here, and now I am going to put 0.45 Newton. So let me check again 0.5 Newton. So still no effect over here. So I am going to put 2 Newton. So still it's going to be affected. So it is getting heavier. Now I am putting small weights, that is 0.1 Newton. I am trying. Now it's started to get affected. So what does it mean by that? I have to put out all these weights, and what I can do by that, I am taking out all the weights, and I am going to put one heavy weight. Then I will put 2 Newton, 4 Newton weight. Slowly you have to put it out because it's too heavy. weights are very heavy because these weights are in Newton. So what we have to do, we have to put 2 Newton weight over here. Then again I am going to put 2 Newton weight. Again I am going to put 2 Newton weight. And this is 1 Newton weight. And then again 1 Newton. Now you can see the huge difference between the earlier weights and right now what the weights I put it over here to make it balance. So I am putting another weight and now it's getting heavier. So let me put a small weight in it and less weight. How can I do it? It is 1 Newton. So I am going to put 0.5 Newton. So now I am going to put 0.1 Newton. 0.1 Newton. So it is getting heavier. So let me remove 0.1 Newton weight and now you can see it is somehow balanced. It is in balanced condition. So it is clearly seen in the video. You can see that it is now balanced. So this is the way you can find out the W2 over here. So M1 is equals to M2. So M1 is equals to M1 is W1 D1 and M2 is equals to W2 D2. So when it is verified, so you will get it W1 D1 is equals to W2 D2. So you have to find out W2 theoretically. You have found experimentally that what is the weight is coming out after getting balance. So you will get the value of W2 from practical value, from practical application by doing practical. And then what you have to do, you have to find out the W2 experimentally. How can you do it? Analytically by M1 is equals to M2 means moment is equals to moment. Anti-clockwise moment is equals to clockwise moment. So M1 is equals to W1 D1 equals to W2 D2. So you will get W2 from there and you can verify it whether it is coming out same or not. If you will get somehow difference between that, obviously that will be a small difference. So what you have to do, you have to find out the percentage error. Thank you so much. In this experiment, I want to tell you, you have to prove the study of law of moment and equilibrium conditions. So what you have to do, this is an apparatus. I already explained you what you have to do in the, what you have to, how do you have to perform the experiment over here. So you can see this is equilibrium of two lever arm apparatus. So this is the theory written over here and this is the procedure in which you can see the picture of the, this is the free body diagram you can say for the fulcrum or the equilibrium of two lever arm apparatus. So what you have to do, you have to take two weights for the first time, for the first case, and for the second case you have to take three weights. So how can you do that? So here it will be W1 into D1 equals to W2 D2. It will be equals to each other because M1 equals to M2 because anti-clockwise moment is equals to clockwise moment. So you can also say the sum of anti-clockwise moments about any about any point equal the sum of clockwise moments about the same point. So the next case will be what, here is the only W1 and D1 and this is W2 and you can see the distances or moment arm how much you can take it. So you have to take moment arm from the center wherever the fulcrum is given to you. So this is W1 D1 in you have to multiply W1 into D1, so it is M1 and W2 D2 plus W3 D3 means M2 plus M3. So M1 equals to M2 plus M3. It should be equal to each other. So I'm moving towards the next thing. This is the procedure is given to you. How can you perform this experiment? I already explained you by with the help of the apparatus. This is the table, observation table. For the first case, which you have only W1 and W2. So what you have to do, you have to find out the experiment data. So what can you do for the first case? In first case, you have to make W1 is variable and take d1, w2, d2 constant. When you will get w1 from the apparatus, so you have to find out w1 from analytical data as well. So what it will be, w1 into d1 equals to w2 d2. So you have to find out w1 from the equation. And in the second case, what you can do, you can make d1 as a variable. In the third case, you can make w2 is variable. In the fourth case, you can do d2 is a variable. So it's up to you, and then you have to find out from the equation. So how can you do? In the second case, what you have to do, you can see there is the experimental data table and analytical data table. So what you have to do, you have three weights over here. So for the first case, w1 d1, you have to find out. So that will be, you will multiply w1 and d1. It's up to you, whatever the value you want to take it variable, and I'm not going to bound you. Even in, you can take d1 is variable, and you can do it in different cases. For example, in the first case, you can take w1 variable. In the second case, you can take the d1 ki variable. So same goes with the w2, w3. It's up to you. You can take two or three values. Three values must be over here, and you have to find out the experiment data from the practical. If you are doing practical on the equilibrium of two arm lever apparatus, obviously you are doing it, not if. So, and how can you calculate it? You can see over here, m1 equals to w1 d1, m2 equals to w2 d2, m3 equals to w3 d3. So m1 is equals to, ultimately m1 is equals to m2. So for example, this should be m2 and m3, and m1 is equals to, the final answer will be, whether it is coming out to be equal or not, you have to write it down, whatever the value. So you can write down m1 equals to m2 plus m3. So you will write down the value if it is coming equal, or you should write down here. So in the next case, you have to find the analytical data, whatever the value you have to, you put variable. So you put in the equation m1 equals to m2 plus m3. So you will get that value from analytically. So you will check it whether your variable data is coming out same with the analytical data or not. Means you have to compare your experimental data and analytical data. So here, discuss the factors which affect law of moment. You have to show all the calculation, whatever you multiply, whatever you divide it, how did you calculate analytical data, because you are writing in the table, but how you are using the equation, whatever the values you are calculating. So you have the pages given in the manual, so you can do your calculation over there and show your calculation must, because it has marking. And what about the conclusion? So discuss the factors which affect law of moment in equilibrium conditions. So what you have to do, you have to discuss what are the factors which affect law of moment in equilibrium conditions. For example, if you are not getting equilibrium conditions, for example, if you are unable to apply law of moment, so what are the factors which affect on it? So you have to discuss over here in the conclusion. If you will not get it, so you will have to search it out and google it, but don't write definitions in the conclusion. So you have to write down, it is to be concluded that these factors can affect the law of moment and equilibrium conditions. For example, you can say that if your apparatus is not properly balanced, if bubble is not at the center, so these are the factors you should have to consider on it. So this is the way you can do this practical, and you have to you will be able to do all the calculations for the experiment number 2, and you should write down all the values, whatever you get it experimentally or analytically, you should write it down in these observation tables. Thank you so much.